We are back with our favorite film guy. All right, Kurt, what are we talking about today?
Well, two long-awaited movies are now available. They actually came out last week, just before Thanksgiving. I'm sure a lot of people were more excited about the holiday than the releases, but now we're switching gear and getting ready for Oscar season. These are two potential candidates. The first one is the one most people are putting on one of the top of the lists. You know, now available on Netflix, Martin Scorsese's The Irishman. Based on the Charles Brandt story, I Heard You Paint Houses, Robert De Niro stars as Frank Sheeran, the Irishman, who was number two, well, maybe not number two, but friend to mob boss Jimmy Hoffa. Joe Pesci plays a huge role as Russell Bufalino, the head of the Northeastern Pennsylvania crime family, who introduces him to Hoffa, played by Al Pacino. Another big role was Ray Romano, who played Bufalino's cousin, a lawyer who's a lawyer for the whole family, and he's kind of the person that puts everybody together. He's kind of the glue for everybody. This movie is set between the 1950s to 2000s. Yeah. So there's about 50 years of story.
So how is the acting? You're covering a lot of years for these actors.
And we didn't use 5 or 6 different actors for different time periods. Yeah, some really great performances. And what was really cool was they did a lot with the de-aging. You know, they looked into Goodfellas, you know, from the 1990s and looked at De Niro, because that was around when he was in his 40s or so, when Frank Sheeran was in his 40s. So Ray Romano, Bobby Cannavale, and Stephen Graham both aged up. So that wasn't as bad of a deal because they were much younger guys.
Right.
So several scenes you'd see them, baby blessings and stuff, you would see that they're a little bit more aged.
Yeah.
The big deal was Pesci and De Niro. Not as much with Pacino, because it was mostly around the 70s, 60s, so that wasn't as bad. But De Niro and Pesci, I mean, that was 50 years of, you know, especially in the 2000s when you see De Niro even looks older than he does now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, but I mean, when you think of Pacino, they still had to work with him, because if you look at pictures of him now, he's showing his age.
That's true.
But now they made him look younger, and he's heftier, because Hoffa was not a little guy.
Hoffa was a big guy. Yep.
Yeah.
So good movie. I knew you were really excited to see it.
Tremendous
Oscar
movie.
worthy, you think?
I definitely think so. I definitely think it's going to be right up there with all of them. Obviously, Best Picture, De Niro, Pacino's looking like a possible supporting actor candidate, and it's in all the lists, almost every list. You're going to see The Irishman. It's kind of like they've been swinging for the fences after the Roma deal last year. Netflix is like, we're going to go full blow with the biggest name. I mean, it's 3.5 hours long. I mean, this is like Scorsese's version of Godfather.
Yeah, well, you invest.
So.
You invest in this movie.
Yeah.
And it's worth it.
And next week is another big movie, Marriage Story for Netflix. We're going to talk about that next week.
Okay.
And that'll be another one. Next on the line, we're going to talk about Amazon's attempt at the big prize based on the recent controversial documents, The Report.
Ah, right.
Adam Driver and Annette Bening star with a huge cast of supporting actors, great performances. That's based on the Senate committee's torture report, the CIA's anti-terrorism interrogation tactics, and how harsh they were. We took the side kind of Dan, the Adam Driver's character. And, you know, everybody has his own opinion on this, so we'll try to stick with the facts here. This was going on between 2009 to 2015, though we do see stuff that's happening with the CIA before that, so it's about 2 decades worth of information. 6.3 million pages of CIA documents. I laughed when she said, you got to make it into a 500-page summary. So this is what it's based on. It's a 500-page summary. 7,000 pages report to a 500-page summary. Adam Driver played Dan Brown, the man that almost to an obsessive point was into this report, trying to make it clear. Annette Bening starred as Dianne Feinstein, Senator Dianne Feinstein. They're based on real people. And John Hamm had a big role as National Security Advisor, later Chief of Staff Dennis McDonough. And it's some really great performances, and you know, Driver really gets into this role.
Another Oscar worthy?
Yes. You know, what's funny is I think it's worthy of an Oscar, but there's so many out there right now that it's going to probably get bumped down. I think the two big potentials are screenwriting potential and Annette Bening. You know, what's funny is she's kind of getting bumped down to possibility list, but I really don't want to see Jennifer Lopez win for The Hustler. She just played a stripper. I'm sorry. I know that sounds bad, but Annette Bening really put a lot into playing Feinstein, so it was really good. I think Driver had a great performance, but I think his better potential for Best Actor is going to be for next week. We're going to talk about Marriage Story on Netflix, and he is going to get a big role. Quite a few of the Marriage Story cast are considered for big awards.
All right, we got like 30 seconds left. There are other things to stream you want to mention.
Yes, The Abominable, the animated film, comes out. Brad Pitt, Ad Astra is coming out. That was a really good movie. And Stallone's back with Rambo: Last Blood. All those are available to buy right now online.
All right. Thanks a lot.
There's so much out there, it's hard to pick.
Yeah, no kidding. Also, thank you to Bruce Porter, Will Worsham, Jordan and Ashley with Dining to Give Back, Kyle from Springfield Symphony, John from the Arvis Classic Basketball Tournament, and of course, our favorite film guy right there.
Yeah, good stuff. We will see you all right back here tomorrow at 3 for more Ozarks Live. You guys are hogging the popcorn. I'm taking the big one. Nope, this is mine.
All right.
See you tomorrow.